Neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, ladonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, ladonai. Naria, Naria, Yesur Yishenu, Nechad Mafana Betoda. Nadia, Nadia, Litzur Yishenu, Mizmirot Nadia lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, ladonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, ladonai.
Shabbat Shalom. Happy New Year. I'm Rabbi Tim Gaylord. I'm thrilled to be here with cantorial soloist Ariel Khalili, our accompanist pianist Nancy Rosen, and Temple Beth Tikvah as well. Welcome, including Rabbi Miriam Van Ralt. It's such a pleasure. We'll be joining each other up here on the Bima very soon. For those of you who may not have been in our sanctuary recently, in case you need to use the facilities, meaning the restrooms, they are right outside the door that you came in. You go out that door, can't miss them. You're welcome to get up and use them anytime you need to. And this is also a good time, in case you haven't already, to silence, mute, turn off your cell phones. Or unless you want to have them out to get some video of the Sugarman family lighting the candles momentarily. Have them ready, have them ready. And finally, we'll be using Mishkan Tefillah for our worship service tonight. We will be using the page numbers in the blue brackets. That's the page numbers in the blue brackets, starting with Hine Matov on page 128.
Matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
It is truly wonderful to be here with you all tonight, not least because this Shabbat, tomorrow, we are honoring and celebrating Arnold Sugarman's second bar mitzvah. Woo! It's going to be incredible. It's already incredible right now. We're going to start by calling up members of his family to light the candles, starting with his beloved Michelle Sugarman, Annie and Isabella Sugarman, and Lisa and Gabrielle Tsimani, their daughters, daughters-in-law, and granddaughters. Come on up, come on up. And in case the rest of us, if you'd like to follow along, we'll be on page 121. Again, that's 121 in the blue brackets.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled the light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Little did you know about the eye exam. exam that starts our worship service tonight.
Closer, and they need it further.
And here at Moment Fruit, who is it that may be?
I would like to.
There we go. Who's the first? Let's go for it. By all means.
You like fire?
You want to do it with me?
Sure.
Very nice. Go walk over.
Rekata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu b'hagim
Shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat. And we can all turn the page to the next page, page 123. And if y'all wouldn't mind holding that guy up for us there, I'll come around. And here we go. One more eye test. Baruch atah Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon kinkilanu, zikaron l'maaseh b'reishit, ki yom tefillah, l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'charta, v'tanu kiddashta, mikohamim, v'shabbat kodecha,
Va'uvratzon hincha. Let's lift up those glasses. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat lechaim. Amen. And lecha. I love it. Sweet from generation to generation.
Thank you.
I miss Bella. This is Gabby.
It's the spirit of gratitude that reminds me, I neglected to say that we wouldn't be in a place to be doing any of this at all, including our reception, without the help of our fantastic facilities team, Fabienne and Juan Alberto and Octavio. Thank you all very much. And our combined administrative teams from Temple Beth Tikvah and Temple Beth Shalom, here led by Hillary Rosen and including Jill, and from Temple Beth Tikvah also including Lauren. So thank you all very much. And one last little logistical note, the voices of our little ones are always welcome in our sanctuary. In case your little ones need to get any wiggles out, we have some toys through those doors in the back corner just in case. With that, let's continue, page 138 with Lecha Dodi. We will be singing stanzas verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. Again, stanzas 1, 2, 5, and 9, page 138.
Ya la 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 chadodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 penei Shabbat nekabela, la 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 chadodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 penei Shabbat nekabela, shamor v'zachor berimur echad, hishmianu el cham yuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet ve'lithilah. likrat kala. Yalla la 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela. Yalla la 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 lechadodi. Yalla la 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 likrat kala. Yalla la 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelcham, ki mekor habracha, merosh mikedem, nesucha, sof ma'aseh, v'machashati chlila, yai lai lai lai, yala la la lai lechadodi, yala la la lai likrat kalam, yala la la lai penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela, yala la la lai lechadodi, yala la la lai likrat kalam, yala la la lai penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kivaorek, kumi ori, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai, alayich nigla, yai lai lai lai, yala la la lai lechadodi, yala la la lai likrat kala, yala la la lai penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela, yala la la lai lechadodi, yala la la lai likrat kala, yala la la lai penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom, ateret balam, gam besimcha, uvtzolam, toch emunem, hamsegulam, boi chala, yai lai lai lai, yala la la lai lechadodi, yala la la lai likrat kala, yala la la lai penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela, yala la la lai lechadodi, yala la la lai likrat kala, yala la la lai penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela.
Having just a moment, we'll invite us all to rise for our Baruch, our call to prayer. But first, we'll invite us to rise and welcome each other. You're welcome to say hello to the people that might be next to you, on your left, on your right. There might even be people behind you. Oh, hey. With that, we'll invite us all to rise to the extent we are able. Our Baruch Hu will be on page 146.
Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
On page 148, our blessing for bringing on evening. We'll read together in English where it says, "Blessed are you, Adonai our God," in the middle of the page. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being and skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzivaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. And then on the next page, page 150, we offer our blessing for God's eternal and unending love. We'll again read together in English in the middle of the page where it says, "Everlasting love you offered your people Israel." Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Israel. In just a moment, we'll continue with our Shema and Ve'ahavta. We're going to begin on page 152, and we'll finish all the way through page 154. So 152, 153, and then 154. Please rise to the extent you are able.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם
Adonai Elohechem Emet. You're welcome to be seated, except for Rabbi Miriam, who it's my honor to call up to the bima.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So as we get ready for our Song of Freedom, we remember the children of Israel who were getting ready to cross the Sea of Reeds. And there is a midrash about a guy named Nachshon, who I know comes with a name here in the sanctuary this evening, the Nachshon family. And Nachshon was the leader, and he stepped into the Sea of Reeds, and he said, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. The waters were rising, and he was saying, who is like you among the gods? And the waters continued to rise, and they got to his neck. And then so that he would not drown, he had to close off his throat. And he said again, who is like you among the gods? But instead of saying mi chamocha, which requires an open throat, he closed off his throat and said mi kamocha. And so when we sing mi chamocha, our song of freedom, the first line says mi chamocha, the second line says mi kamocha. Who is like you among the gods? We join together, mi chamocha.
Yai lai lai, yai la lai 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 lai, yai lai lai la lai la lai la lai, yai lai la lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai la lai lai, yai la 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 lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele. Malchutecha ra'u v'necha, ukei hayom lifnei Moshe, ze eli anu ve'amru, ze eli anu ve'omeru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele.
And so the children of Israel reached the other side of the sea and began their trek through the desert. As you can imagine, there were no street lights, there were no crosswalks. They just had to know where to go. And as nighttime descended, they started to feel afraid. Who was going to guide them? Yes, Moses was their ultimate guide, but There had to be something better, something bigger. And so they prayed to God, my midrash, prayed to God for protection, for something to hold them close and to help them through the night. The rabbis developed this beautiful prayer, Hashkivenu, asking God for protection to give us a shelter of peace as we work through our nighttime. Many of us have fears that emerge and resurface during the nighttime. Some children believe that there might be something in the closet or under the bed, and they actually sell sprays on Amazon that you can spray and it will take away those fears for our children. Sometimes we too need something to spray around us to protect us. And if we sing Hashkivenu, perhaps that will be our shelter of peace, sheltering us through the night.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Lechayim. Lechayim.
As we prepare for the central part of our worship, the Amidah, we think about the generations that have come before us, that have helped to build Jewish communities and togetherness, and to bring us together for Shabbat and holidays. So we turn to the Amidah, beginning on page 164, and we rise as we are able for our central worship.
Adonai Safatai Tiftach Ufi Agi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל העליון, גומר חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה, רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהלוך סלה, ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hasham. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael. Bechol עת ובכל tasim leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
As many of you may know, shalom means peace and it means wholeness. And with the spirit of peace and wholeness on our minds, I'll invite us all to rise and face the Israeli flag for Hatikvah, lyrics for which are projected, and they are also on page 678.
Kolot balevav hanima, nefesh Yehudi homiya, ulefateh mizrach kadima, ayin letzion Sophia. Yerushalayim liyotam chofshi be'artzenu eretz Zion Yerushalayim.
Our thoughts turn to those in our lives who are in need of more wholeness, of healing, of the mind, body, or spirit. In just a moment, we will continue on page 371 with our blessing for healing, Misha Berach. But before we do that, we'll invite you to call to mind the names of those in your lives who are in need of healing and share them out loud or inside your heart as my eyes and my hand move across the room. In the middle of page 371, Misha Berach.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all those we mentioned, and let us once more say, Amen. Shabbat Shalom. This week's parashah, Parashat Vayechi. It's a hard one for me personally. To start, the parashah is all about saying goodbye. And saying goodbye is never an easy thing to do in general, but one of the reasons why this parashah is especially challenging for yours truly is because Parashat Vayechi marks the anniversary of 1 year ago, approximately, or at least 1 year in the Jewish calendar, when the fires came for where I live in Los Angeles. In the hills of Topanga State Park, just north of Malibu, what started as a mere brush fire exploded out of the mountains and into the surrounding neighborhoods. And I, together with millions of others, watched in shock as the fires rampaged. I remember, many of you know, I didn't grow up in California. I'm a Texan. I'm used to natural disasters, but that's like tornadoes, thunderstorms, hail, hurricanes, what have you. It's a different story with fire. I remember naively reacting with the quintessential human reaction to unfolding catastrophes, which is to say, complete disbelief. I remember a cycle of thinking, there's no way this blank could happen where blank was a structure or a neighborhood or some other place, but yet like apocalyptic dominoes, each of the places that I thought hoped beyond hope that the fires wouldn't reach, could not reach, they all promptly fell. The Pacific Palisades, gone. Inspiration Point, Will Rogers Park, gone. Malibu, or most of Malibu east of Carrillo Point, gone. And it wasn't until a raging tendrils of flame started licking Palisades Charter High School, Pali High, where several of my religious school students were attending, that I fully grasped the extent of my naivete. By then, the Palisades fire and its sinister sibling, the Eaton fire, 25 miles to the east, together had consumed the better part of 16,000 homes and structures, including the aforementioned Pali High, more than a dozen schools and preschools, the Pasadena Jewish Temple and Center shown here, and more than a dozen other religious institutions, to say nothing of the several dozen lives which were consumed in the fires directly. May their memories be for a blessing. The word that came to mind to describe the impact, both generally and in regards to individual people, was desolation. It's one thing for a family to lose everything. It's quite another for thousands upon thousands of families, the better part of 200,000 people to be exact, to be left desolate. This tragedy rampaged the communities I was serving, including Wilshire Boulevard Temple. That one in particular had 50 families whose homes were completely destroyed, and another 50 who were displaced because their homes had become unlivable, one of whom was our daughter's science teacher. Several dozen other were religious school students and their families. In fact, I can remember the first day of religious school at Wilshire following the fires. Instead of a typical school day, the format was restructured such that whole families were invited, not just the students. And the space was divided between the downstairs, where the students spent time rotating through play and other creative stations, and upstairs, where parents had the opportunity for pastoral time with clergy and with therapists. I, being a builder by hobby, by trade, by background, I spent my time facilitating play with children around various different building materials, like Legos and Connects and other such as the like. And as many of you also know, young children grapple with what they experience in the world through play. Play is what helps them make sense of whatever is occupying their minds, even if it happens to be below the surface, or especially if it's something they just don't understand. In other words, especially play for young children, play helps them reconcile how the real world is all too frequently inconsistent with the initial ideals that they learn from us, their parents, their teachers, and their caregivers. And for me, it was both touching and it was both heart-wrenching to watch so many children rebuild what they had lost, constructing vast neighborhoods and homes that, quote, had room for all the people. And the part that I found most challenging was not watching all these children recreate their personal homes and neighborhoods which had been left desolate, but was keeping a matter of fact and a reassuring face when these children expanded the pretend neighborhood they were building to include a fire station, except this was no ordinary fire station. This one was a special fire station that had ramps and elevated express lanes dedicated to fire trucks, and it reached every dwelling in and out the neighborhood. A whole network, if you will, of Jetsons-like superstructures. Also, the firefighters could reach every part of every home on a moment's notice. The part that was absolutely the hardest, though, was the special division of said fire station dedicated toward gathering and rescuing pets and animals and reuniting them with their families to make sure that no pet and no animal was lost. My fortitude in keeping a straight face was finally and further challenged when, at the end of our time together, I encountered the children's parents who, while not even trying to hide the tears in their eyes, expressed their profound gratitude for, quote, the first time the children were able to feel normal all week. I was so moved by these parents who, despite having lost everything, were focused on, of all things, gratitude. As it turned out, this was a common theme across nearly all of those who had been affected. Their pain, their sense of loss, was at the forefront, but the central theme they kept returning to was gratitude. And while this struck me as counterintuitive at first, I quickly realized it was no accident. It was no accident because it is a core facet of Judaism. It is embedded in our cultural DNA. At the outset, I mentioned that Parashat Vayechi is about saying goodbye. It's about saying goodbye because over the span of a mere 27 verses, that is not a lot of Torah, perhaps half a typical chapter, we say goodbye to not only one, but two patriarchs. First Jacob, shortly followed by his son Joseph. And as many of us may recall, Jacob lives a life that could easily be defined as a life of trials and tribulations. Before they are even born, Jacob and his twin brother Esau, they seek to crush each other inside their mother Rebekah's womb. Later, after conspiring with Rebekah to steal Esau's birthright, Jacob goes into exile because Esau threatens to kill him, where, while in exile, Jacob is exploited for 14 years by Leah and Rachel's father, Laban. Then, before reuniting with Esau, Jacob wrestles with the mysterious divine messenger, and while he draws his wrestling mate, the divine messenger, to a stalemate, the messenger wrenches Jacob's hip, leaving him disabled. Shortly afterward, his beloved Rachel dies, giving birth to Joseph's full brother Benjamin, and Jacob then loses his father Isaac. Then his sons deceive him into believing that his son Joseph is killed, followed by an extended era of famine, wherein during the tete-a-tete in Egypt between Joseph and his brothers, Jacob is further led to believe that his son Shimon is also lost, and he fears for his son Benjamin's life when they finally take him with him. No wonder then, in the previous parashah that we just finished, while introducing himself to Pharaoh, Jacob he quips to Pharaoh that Me'at v'ra'im hayu yemei shnei chayai. Few and evil have been the days of my life. few and evil. That's how Jacob portrays the days of his life. This patriarch whom we learn from, whom we adore, who overcomes this litany of travails that I just mentioned. When he's near the end of his life, in front of the most prestigious person save the entity of God who Jacob meets, describing his life, he picks the terms few and evil. Yet, in Parashat Vayechi, we are quickly told after the parasha begins that Israel, as in Israel, Jacob, is his time to die. It's drawing near. Joseph and his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, they approach Jacob, and Jacob is described as Ve'enei Israel kavdu mizoken lo yuchal lirot. And Israel, Jacob's eyes had grown heavy with age, he could not see. There is debate in the rabbinic community about whether or not Jacob had advanced cataracts or heavily drooping eyelids, but in either scenario, the upshot is Jacob's vision is completely shot. So recapping, we have a man who described his days as few and evil. He's dying, his vision is gone. We could easily expect what comes next to be something of lament, words of woe, frustration. But no. At this, his last moment on earth, what does Jacob express? Gratitude. Vayomer Israel el Yosef, Ra'o fanechal lo filalti, v'hine, hera'oti Elohim gam et zarecha. And Israel said to Joseph, quote, I had not thought to see your face, and look, God has also let me see your children. What's more, after gratitude, what does Israel take the time to express? I like to think that he puts himself in the shoes of his sons and his grandsons. What would they be looking for as they themselves say goodbye to the man they have looked up to throughout their lives? Jacob, Israel, goes with the same thing that every child yearns for from their parents in their time of need: reassurance. Vayomer Israel el Yosef, hine anochi met, v'haya Elohim imachem. And Israel said to Joseph, quote, look, I am about to die, but God shall be with you. I may be gone, son, but God will be with you. I want to underscore that in the Hebrew, with you here, imachem, is plural, meaning Israel, Jacob, is not just saying God will be with you, Joseph. He is saying God will be with all of you, Joseph, Manasseh, Ephraim, and their families too. Responding with gratitude to days that are too few and far too evil is a long-standing Jewish tradition. Those who survive and who endure coming out of the desolating fires themselves are following in Israel's footsteps. May God continue to be with all of those affected by the Palisades and the Eaton fires, and may God be with you and yours as we ring in the secular New Year. And finally, Parshat Vayechi happens to wrap up the book of Genesis. And as many of you know, when we complete reading on book of Torah, it is custom to recite Chazak, Chazak, Venit Chazek, which means be strong, and may we be strengthened. Let's all do that right now. Here we go. Chazak, Chazak, Venit Chazek, be strong, and may we be strengthened. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it indeed be God's will. It's now my honor to call up Temple Beth Shalom board member and director of programming, Ari Oles, for some announcements. It's like calling you up on, no, it's like the Price is Right.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm sorry.
Hello. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Ariel. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. Welcome. Did I get them all? Done. Okay. First and foremost, Torah study. Wait. Torah study. When is it, Norm? That's right. Take out your phones. tomorrow, 9:15. Please attend. This man shows up rain or shine, along with his partner in crime, Mr. Rubin, and they study the heck out of that Torah, and I think you should too. So we'll see you tomorrow. What time? At the Torah study. Did I get it, Norm? Nailed it. Also, we're starting our month of mitzvot. Opportunities for everybody to get your mitzvahs going, right? We have, 613? There's a lot, okay? You might be behind. We're halfway through the year. So come and do some of those things. Check the website. And another really exciting way to spread mitzvot and tzedakah is at our upcoming ECC Gala, where we raise money for probably the cutest members of Temple. So if you would like to support our preschool and our incoming future generation of Jewish children, please show up. It's going to be Peace, Love, and Gala, and Shabbat Shalom.
One last note, and just to emphasize what Ari mentioned, we're also, I mentioned at the outset, we are celebrating Arnold Sugarman's second bar mitzvah tomorrow morning at right after Torah study, of which Arnold is also a dedicated member, Torah study that is. So we would love to have you and yours here with us tomorrow morning as well as we celebrate together. With that, it is, again, my honor to welcome up Rabbi Miriam. And if you'd like to get ahead of ourselves, in just a moment, we will be continuing on page 586. But Rabbi Miriam's going to take us into that place. So, all you.
Rabbi Yesha Koach on words of fire. And, you know, fire can be destructive, but fire can also be the impetus to build and to change the world. It symbolizes raw energy. And as we enter this new year, there is so much to be done to heal our world. And so with that fire of courage and of positivity, we turn to Aleinu on page 586 and put our feet to the ground and start to build a better world. Aleinu.
Please rise to the extent you are able.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו ככם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד.
Our thoughts turn to those who are no longer with us and those who have passed away at this time in seasons past. We'll begin by mentioning names from Temple Beth Shalom, including Those in our community who have passed away recently for whom their families are observing Shloshim, including Shirley Cohen, mother to Brad and Bonnie Winterberg, grandmother to Sherry Garcia and Jason Winterberg, and great-grandmother to many, many more, and Wendy Bakarski, spouse of our Rabbi Emeritus, Rabbi Shelton Donnell, and sister of Lori McCracken. We also recall the names of those for whom their families are observing yahrzeits this week, including Robert Altshuler, father of Jeff Altshuler, Alden Anderson, father of Nancy Berman, Shirley B. Bachman, grandmother of Daniel Bachman, Alice Baruch, mother of Sarah Schweitz, Jeanette Bronstein, grandmother of Zach Bronstein, Ruth Gilman, mother-in-law of Bonnie Gilman, Joseph Grossberg, father of Harvey Grossberg, Mary Hassan, grandmother of Mary Gonzalez, Paul Clevat, husband of Rhoda Clevat, Alan Neerman, grandfather of Lauren Hall, Marlon Rubin, wife of Mike Rubin, Mel Singer, father of Sandra Rosen, Thomas Thompson and Barney Thompson, the father and grandfather, respectively, of Cantor Mark Thompson.
We remember those who have passed away in the last year: Rona Reeves, Anna Popick, William Hargreaves, Elaine Sokol, Barbara Joachim, Laura Bartels, Shirley Mallon, Carolyn Mabey, Jean Gottschall, Erwin Reich, Matthew Sapper, Rita Bloom, Rita Gordon, Carol Irwin, Ann Newberry, Roger Spalter, Arlene Hoffman, Eleanor Saracho Villanueva, Justin Phillips, Hetty Magna, and Mark Silverstein. It is also the yahrzeit of Saul Bressler, remembered by Phyllis Berkeley, Robert Gorelick, father of Michelle Gottlieb, Chester Weiss Hecht, father of Mickey Fisher, Lisa Heller, friend of Lynette Northcutt, Leona Hirschfeld, mother of Jerome Page, June Isaacson, remembered by Lynn Block, Harriet Kirshen, mother of David Kirshen, Irvin Labovich, uncle of Linda Trachtman, Rose Landsman, remembered by Bob Landsman, Meyer Letterman, father of Anna Nannis, Esser Milser, grandfather of Bruce Melser, Sidney Nannis, remembered by Sidney Nannis, Yetta Plotkin, mother of Michael Block, Sylvia Shaw, mother of Janet Janot, Isaac Shaw, cousin of Lila Pesner, Alberta Stahl, aunt of Stephanie Oslick, and Karen Youngerman, cousin of Elise Kirshen.
In addition, we invite you all to call to mind those who you may be thinking of and share their names out loud or inside your heart as my eyes and my hand move across the room. Page 598, please rise to the extent you are able. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'amad yivrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Israel, ba'agala u'vizman kari v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam U'Amei Almaya. Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh. V'yitadar V'yitale V'yitalal Shmei D'Kudusha Barichu. La'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata. Tush Bechata V'nechemata. Ta'amiran Be'ama V'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Israel v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu vel kol Israel ve'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we once more say, Amen. And zichronam livracha, may all their memories be for a blessing. You're welcome to be seated. It's now our pleasure to invite up any kiddos who just might be hungry for some motzi, or kiddos at heart who might be interested in some motzi as well. I'm going to say, shall we see if it's a motzi inside the bag? Any takers? Any takers? All right, here we go. Ready? Ready? Okay, we're checking on the left. Back there, back there. Maybe. We're going to start it, and if they join us midway, we'll go. All right, here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. And b'tei avon. Thanks so much for being here. Our oneg tonight is generously sponsored by Michelle and Arnold Sugarman in honor of Arnold's second bar mitzvah tomorrow. We hope you can stay and have a nosh with us. Happy secular New Year. Shabbat Shalom. We'll close by singing Oseh Shalom, bottom of page 598.
Oseh Shalom, bimromav. Oseh Shalom, bimromav. Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Alleluia.
Here we go. Count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Bimromav. Oh, say shalom, bimromav.
Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Alleluia.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Shabbat Shalom. Thanks so much again.